Hello, second graders. Welcome to the word study video for sort 47. Short A, I, and E with initial digraphs. Now this week's sort is a little different. You could sort it when you're practicing. I want you to be practicing sorting your words two ways. You could sort by the vowel sound they have, which is going to again be A, I, and E. So the A, the I, and the E. And you can also sort by the first sound in the word, which are digraphs sh, ch, w, and th. So for today's sort, I'm going to demonstrate sorting them by the digraph, which is the first sound at the beginning of the word. But you can also, when you're practicing this week, you could sort them by the vowel sound, the I and the A and the E. Okay, so let's just do for this video, we'll do the beginning sound. We'll do the sh and the ch and the w and the th. Now, a digraph is two letters that when you put them together, they make a whole new sound. So when this S and H, we lose the sound of the S and H. It's just sh. It becomes a whole new sound. They blend totally together. That's what a digraph is. So the first word in our digraph is going to be ship. Then we have shed. Then we have shell. Then we have shack. And shall. Now, a ship is a kind of boat. A shed is sort of an old little house you might store things in, like tools. A shell is something we find on the beach. A shack is kind of like a shed. It's sort of a house that's not very nice. It's sort of maybe something you'd find on a beach, like a little made out of wood, where people can go in a shack and get out of the sun. And shall is a question word, like, shall I continue with my story? So those are the sh words. Okay, let's go on next to the ch words. So we have chat, which is like to talk. We have chip, and chip is, you can get a little piece of something that's called a chip, or there's also something we eat that's called a chip, a potato chip. Chin, chill. So chill is if you get a little cold, something might give you a bit of a chill. Or if you want someone to relax, you can tell them to chill out. That's kind of an expression. Check. Now check, be careful, has a CK at the end of the word, so don't miss that one. Check is like to check your work, or to check that over. Chick also ends with a CK at the end, and a chick is a baby duck or a baby chicken. Chap. And chap is like when it's very cold outside, your lips could get very dry and you could get chapped lips. So it just means that when something kind of dries out, they chap. So that is, or a chap actually can also be another name for a boy in, I don't know, maybe parts of the United States might say, he's a nice chap. It means a boy. Okay, so those are our ch words. Let's move on to our w words. We have the nice question word when. Now we can't really hear that H, so you just have to remember that these words start with the digraph WH. Whip. A whip is something a cowboy might use to hit the horses to make them go faster. Another question word, what's. This is a little bit of an oddball sound because it doesn't really sound like an ah, it sounds like an but we spell it with an A, what. It's very important to know how to spell these words, when and what and why and which. They're very common English words. Next, we have the word wham. This is a sound word, so if you wham into something, you might make a big sound like that. And which, like which One is my marker. That's the which they're talking about. Okay, then our last category is the TH category. So we have this. The makes that kind of, like sometimes is a tricky sound for people to make, but it's this. Then, now this then is the one when you're comparing two things. You might say, my friend is taller than you are. Because there's also the word then, but that's with an E, where we say, first I go to my house, then I go to the store. That's coming later in our list. This is the than, like I am taller than you. That. Also, these are very good words to know for when you're writing stories or writing in Writer's Workshop. Them. I see them if you're referring to people, lots of people. Then. So then means, like I was just saying, first I go here, then I go to the store. Thin, sorry. Thin is the opposite of fat. Or I should say the opposite of thick is the opposite of thin, which is also one of our words. So we have a few that end with that hard k sound. And over here we have shack. So and thick, and chick, and check, and shack. So really when you're spelling these words, got to listen to that digraph at the beginning, listening to the vowel sounds. But we do have a few, like this what doesn't really make the right vowel sound. But really putting all these sounds together using the vowel, the digraph at the beginning, the right vowel, and then the remaining ending sounds. And just remember that the CK at the end is, that hard K sound is usually a CK, and especially this week on these words. Okay, make sure you have them all copied down, and then you can put your notebook away.